the entire question as to why, the entire reason as to why Mahmoud Khalil is being asked to condemn Hamas is specifically because that offers room for justification for Israel's military campaign, okay? That is the framework that they want him to operate off of, especially in a situation where, like, his words are literally the reason why the administration threw him in prison. Here is Mahmoud Khalil, a political prisoner of this administration, one of the first major instances where the administration directly took action against an American with a green card for the crime of a First Amendment violation, like the crime of exercising their freedom of speech and hurting the feelings of the state of Israel. Anyway, since then, as you guys know, I interviewed him, and he's been on CNN. And this is how CNN chose to approach the subject matter.
Just to be clear here, though, do you specifically condemn Hamas, a designated organization in the United States, not just for their actions on October 7th?
I condemn the killing of all civilians, full stop. But what I don't want to get into is no, I am very clear with condemning all civilians. I'm very straight in my position in that part. But it's disingenuous to ask about condemning Hamas while Palestinians are the ones being starved now by Israel. It's not condemning October 6th, where 260 Palestinians were killed by Israel on before October 7. So I hate this selective outrage of condemnation, because this is not, this wouldn't lead to a constructive conversation. And this is also, like, what we want to deal with is the root causes of why that happened. And it's in no way anyone can justify the killing of civilians.
Just to be clear, Mahmoud, we did ask about, we've talked at length about your views, of course, on the Palestinians, but it is fair to ask you about whether you condemn Hamas, because the Trump administration has claimed that you are a Hamas sympathizer. So it's very important to actually ask that question in this broad conversation.
Yeah, I simply asked and protested the war in Palestine. That's what I did. That's my duty as a Palestinian, as a human being right now, is to...
What do you do? I mean, this is literally her trying to set him up to, I guess, what? Get deported? Get arrested by Trump again? Set up a separate legal case? Like, what are we doing here? Demonic. Pure evil. Pure evil. Do you condemn Hamas? On July 22nd, 2025, after this dude spent 104 days in prison. What a ridiculous thing.
Ask for the stop of the killing in my home country, and that's consistent with who I am. I'm a firm believer in international law and human rights, and all my values come from that point. It's just like, to me, it's always, as I said, disingenuous and absurd to ask such questions when literally 62,000 Palestinians have been killed by Israel, and that's why I wouldn't really engage much into such questions on condemnation or not.
It's insane. And now, of course, this interview is making the rounds. John Kennedy, Mahmoud Khalil can't even bring himself to condemn Hamas. So why are many Democrats in Washington falling over themselves to support him? And the Department of Homeland Security's own account also made good use of this moment, doubling down. Wait, what the? Hello? What the is going on? Did I lose internet again? Oh, I didn't even lose internet. I just lost it on my end. It seemed there was a blip on my end. I didn't even see it. Okay. All right. Well, let's continue. Department of Homeland Security also released a statement. Mahmoud Khalil refused to condemn Hamas because he is a sympathizer, not because DHS painted him as one. He branded himself as anti-Semite through his own hateful behavior and rhetoric. It is a privilege to be granted a visa or green card to live and study in the United States of America. The Trump administration acted well within its statutory and constitutional authority to detain Khalil, as it does with any alien who advocates for violence, glorifies as opposed to harasses Jews and damages property. He did no such thing. Why not just condemn them when asked and move on? Everyone who supports him knows the truth. Man, are you joking? Be for real? His goddamn people are being slaughtered and you want him to make these like stupid ass concessions? Get the out of here. Suck my cock, dude. All of you. I swear to God. Some of you fair weather allies need to shut the up, okay? Need to shut the up. It keeps him out of jail. What is the mindset of an American chauvinist that immediately puts the blame on a people that is being it? It is the same mindset, the same cucked mentality that the American has, that always looks for reasons as to how someone must comply with the police. Never to lay the blame and the responsibility in the hands that is worthy of said blame. It's never the cops' problem. It's why didn't you just comply? Why didn't you just condemn Hamas? Why do you not condemn Hamas after Israel has did the entirety of the Gaza Strip? God damn, dude. Some of you need to shut the fuck up. At least get your bearings straight, okay? And just have the decency to shut your bitch ass mouth the up, okay? It costs $0 and 0 cents to keep quiet on this moment. Do you not understand what the is going on here? This dude was literally sent to prison for the crime of what? Saying the truth. For the crime of saying the truth about Israel. And you're over here being like, why doesn't he just condemn Hamas? What's next, dude? Why doesn't he just say Israel is great? Why doesn't he just say Israel is actually awesome? Why doesn't he just say that his people is perfectly valid? That they deserve to be it? And don't come at me and be like, there's a mountain there's a mountain range between not condemning Hamas and like saying that Palestinians deserve to be. No, it comes from the same place. It comes exactly from the same place. The condemnations demanded is demanded specifically for the justification as to why Israel had to conduct its military campaign. You're a terrorist, this guy says. Suck my okay? Where are you going? It's crazy. She quietly thought she could leave. Never give an inch to these losers, especially at this point, okay? You would have paid the piper close to October 7. You had to do it, okay? If you wanted any opportunity to like actually have a conversation about something productive about what Israel was doing, you had to do some version of this. That's 2 years ago, okay? It's been 2 years of endless, unlimited ethnic cleansing. Israel is starving Palestinian children every single day. Children are dying of malnourishment. And you're over here being like, well, why can't he just condemn Hamas and like move on? Get the out of here, dude. It's over. It's done. It is a far greater crime to even demand someone like Mahmoud Khalil condemn Hamas at this point than whether or not he sits there and says he loves Hamas or hates Hamas. It doesn't matter. That is crazy. K-File breaking news. Wait, what? Oh. The entire question as to why, the entire reason as to why Mahmoud Khalil is being asked to condemn Hamas is specifically because that offers room for justification for Israel's military campaign, okay? That is the framework that they want him to operate off of, especially in a situation where, like, his words are literally the reason why the administration threw him in prison. It is ridiculous to ask this question, especially because it will be used to take away his freedom once again. How should he respond to the bad faith question? I think he did a fine job. This question is utterly ridiculous. I have made my position on the limits of resistance, and I've made my position be perfectly clear that I do not condone civilians being targeted. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's ridiculous. That's what I said at the Customs and Border Patrol question as well. They didn't ask me directly if I condemn Hamas, but they kept asking me, what do you think about Hamas? Do you love Hamas? Do you like Hamas? I kept saying Hamas is designated by the American State Department as a terrorist organization. I'm on the side of no more bloodshed. That's it. I'm on the side of ending civilian deaths. That's it. You don't have to say anything other than that. You're making no value judgments there. You're just simply saying what your position is. I genuinely understand, but all I was asking is, if you're going to talk to people you know are going to entrap you, why wouldn't you just tell them to keep them to shut up and carry on the good fight to end the genocide? No hate. No, dude. No, that's bullshit. That's complete and utter nonsense to be like, oh my God, I can't believe he is, you know, just say you condemn Hamas and move on is ridiculous. Okay, especially not at this point. He's never said anything that's even remotely pro-Hamas, and they put him in jail anyway, chatter. Do you think this has anything to do with whether he condemns Hamas or not? It is monstrous to ask this question this far in. Please, can you help me understand why Israel is bad? I'm from the UK. I feel like the media I've seen has pushed me and many others into believing Israel are not the problem. I don't know, man. They're doing a mass starvation campaign right now. 4 children just died yesterday of famine. I think that alone, beyond the endless bombing campaign over the course of the past 2 years, should help you realize that they are evil, monstrous pieces of shit in the way that they've conducted themselves since October 7. That's it. And the reason why the British media is actively running cover for Israel is because the British government is also culpable, just like ours is. That's why our media also does this kind of insane nonsense. It's 2 years of endless bloodshed, man. What are we doing? And it started far before October 7, of course. But it's been 2 years of unlimited bloodshed at this point. It's crazy how someone can still have this position where it's like, can you explain to me why Israel is in the wrong? Anyway,